Okay, let everyone come and join, then I will start. Net 5 students to come. There are 7 students, right? So just wait for 1 minute, then I will start. Today we are doing lecture 1 of basic econometrics. I repeat again. Lecture 1 of basic econometrics. Okay. So this view is better. Okay. This view is better. Okay. Thank you so much. I will try to improve it and put some more light, because the person who do for me, I give him some break because he's sick little bit. Okay, he has gone. Yeah, I will repeat again, Titas, don't worry. Okay, so on this kind of thing I'm not good at. Okay, so I just give him a leave. Let get him better, then I will ask him to prepare some setup. Okay, 5 students coming, 2 more need to come. Okay, then I start. Okay, Smriti Kona come already? Smriti? Okay, let me start. So I start from the beginning. Okay, we try to finish this part fast. Who are the 2 not coming? There's 7 1 na. Smriti, Sania is coming or not? Okay, or not coming, 7. So I repeat again, just little bit fast. So what we are doing basic econometrics. Okay, so we need to know the meaning of econometrics. What is econometrics? Why we are studying the econometrics? Like why you study microeconomics? Because we want to know about consumer behavior. When we study consumer behavior, we are not looking at the production side or the market side. Okay, so when we study consumer, we only want to know how consumer maximize its utility. Sir, don't stop in middle. Just continue your lecture. Problem can be solved later. Okay. So when we study about consumer behavior, we only study how consumer maximize the utility, how firm maximize its profit. Then we study about the market structure. Okay. When we study macroeconomics, we study about the macroeconomic issue, employment, output, inflation, on this thing. So in the econometrics, we study about economics know and economic data. Okay, one example of economic know is the inverse relationship between price and quantity. Okay, ceteris paribus means given other thing, there is an inverse relationship. So we take economic data and test this empirically. Empirically means we are using the sample data, because we cannot take the population data what we are studying. Okay, so in econometrics, okay, what we do econometrics. Okay, so we are using the economic data to test economic know. Okay, by using the empirical data. Okay, or sample. By using the sample, we are doing that thing. Then I talk about sources of data. Okay, so there are you can say 5 sources of data. Okay, you can say in a rough sense. First is time series data. Okay, here we will look at a particular variable, say saving rate. Okay, and how it is changing over a period of time. Okay, and second we will look at cross sectional data. Here we will look at several variables like saving rate, consumption per capita income, or investment rate or investment on this thing, and we will look at a particular point of time, say 2019. What is my saving rate? How much is my margin propensity to consume? What is per capita income in 2019? Okay, in pool data, what we do is that we will look at various cross section data over a period of time. Okay, not at a particular point of time. So in this pool data, we combine time series and cross sectional data. Okay, and in the panel data, what we do is that we do repeated sampling, okay, and we see what will happen when we do repeated sampling in different perspective. And in the dummy variable, we will look at quantitative aspect of the variable, okay. Say gender. If my variable x is gender, so it can be male or female, okay. So depending upon my study, I can assign the value 0 or 1. This I will explain later on when we go do thing more, okay. So this is in short what we have done till now, okay. So after sources of data, there are different way we connect the data, connection of data. So there is one traditional way which we call experimental data, and one is fin data, okay. Experimental data, and second is fin data. I'm not doing why it differ from mathematical economics on this thing that has come in the examination. I expect you people to do that thing, okay. That thing I'm not doing. I'm doing only that thing that is important for me to cover later on, okay. So in the experimental data, what we do control study, okay. We do study in a laboratory, okay. We sit down, we do study in a laboratory, and we do control study to look at the causation, okay, cause and effect, okay. So here data is produced by the measurement test method, okay. You can use the test method, or you can design experimental method in the experimental data. In the fin data, okay, it is not the same that we do in the experimental data way, okay. Experimental data we connect by sitting in the laboratory doing tests, doing experimental method on this thing. But in the fin data, we divide various form to connect fin data. One is you take interview, okay. We can do survey also. We can make questionnaire and ask based on that questionnaire various thing, okay. Then we can make observation. We can do case study here given the data, okay. We can do oral histories of the people, of their memories. Suppose in COVID many people die in Wuhan, okay. Some people survive, so we can look at what happened there. We can take their oral histories, okay. In that way we can connect that data also. Then in this way we can do this fin survey. So it is not control. It depends on what purpose we have, okay, and what data we are getting. Then after that we will filter the data, and what information we need, we will use the data for our study purpose, okay. So three things we have done. First, what is econometrics, what are different sources of data. Third is connection of data, okay. One is experimental data, okay. We do control experiment. And fin data is a different way. We use different way to do the things here, okay. And it is not control. It cannot be done in a traditional setting that we can do in the experimental data, okay. Now fourth thing is regression analysis. This is very important, okay. You should memorize this. What is this regression analysis, okay. You know progression, right? Progression means moving forward, okay. Don't write this in the examination. What I am doing here right now, okay, it is one need to develop your people concept, okay. Here this thing, okay. So progression means moving forward, and regress, one need look at the term regress. You can see, right? You can see or not? Okay, let me move little bit. Okay, now it's visible. Okay. So regress means moving back, okay. Progress means moving forward. Regress means moving back, okay. And when we talk about regression, it means regression, not regress, okay. When we talk about regression, it means moving towards average. Okay. So whenever I write regression, keep in mind we are talking about average, okay, or mean value, okay. We are talking about average or mean value. Wherever I write regression, I repeat again, it means average or mean value, okay. So here we will look at average mean value, okay. Here we are not looking at actual value. This will be clear more. We are not looking at actual value. We are only looking at mean value, okay. So what does regression analysis means, okay. Write down. 19. Everyone write down. Regression analysis is used to find the average value of one variable. I repeat again. Regression analysis is used to find the average value of one variable. You can see, right? Average value of one variable based upon the given value of other variable Okay, put s in the bracket. Okay, if there is more than one variable, then I put s. Suppose output is a function of capital N neighbor. Okay, so here we have more than one variable. Okay, if we have only one variable, suppose quantity demanded is a function of price, only on price. Okay, so you no need to write s, but we know that quantity demand is not only a function of price, other factor also. Okay, so what is regression analysis? Here, this regression analysis we use to find the average value of one variable based upon the given value of other variable. Okay, so one variable is y and the second variable is x. Y is a function of x. Okay, in general. So here I take y, here I take x. So here we need to define y and x. Definition is clear, right? Okay, so what is x and what is y? This we need to know. This we will do here or not. Okay, so here your x is explanatory variable. Okay, and y is dependent variable, or we need to explain this y. Okay, so write down first thing, dependent variable. Output is a function of input. X is input. So when you take this example, this is clear for you. Output is a function of capital neighbor. Given capital in stock, how much neighbor you will employ, determine your output. Okay, determine your output. So here this is your independent variable. Okay, and output is dependent variable. So x-axis is always your independent variable and y-axis is your dependent variable. Okay, don't forget this thing, independent and dependent variable. So when I write output is a function of input, so output is your dependent variable and x is your independent variable. Okay, so this dependent variable we can also explain. EXPNAINED, explain variable. That means we have to explain this y. Okay, and in econometrics we call this regression. REGRESSAND. Okay, regression. In econometrics we call this regression. So dependent variable or the variable that we need to explain, okay, are called regression in the econometrics analysis. Okay, independent variable we call explanatory variable because this variable will explain my y variable. Explanatory, TORY. This is explain. We need to explain this, and this is explanatory. This is used to explain this. Okay, explanatory variable or regression. Okay, so write down a small definition of these two. First, for dependent or explain or regression. Is it clear? What I am doing is clear for you people or not? Just one type, yes, no. Sangeeta is clear? Titas? Somo? Okay, Kenya. Asa say yes. And other also Kenya, right? So write down for dependent variable, the variable whose value is determined. Determine means we have to find the value. Okay, the variable. This is for y. Okay, the variable whose value is determined is called dependent variable. Okay, good. And for independent variable, the variable whose value are known or given. Okay, this value if we know, then we can determine y. So the variable whose value are known or given is called independent variable. Okay, so this is the first topic we do today. There are 6 more things that we have to do today. Tomorrow it will be technical. Okay, today I am just developing normal concept for background purpose. Next is type of regression. This is, I think, 5. Let me set up. Okay, here I write from here. Okay, type of regression. Okay, so there are 2 types of regression. One is simple regression and second is multiple regression. In the simple regression, okay, you remember Harrod model, we say output is a function of k. This is one of the format that we can derive the same region that we derive for the general Harrod model. We can use this production function and can derive the same region. Okay, so output is a function of only capital. Okay, so here what you have one what is this dependent variable, right? Yeah, one dependent variable and one independent variable. Okay, so in this case, okay, when we use one dependent variable and one independent variable, we are talking about simple regression. And in the multiple regression, right, I write down one time, multiple regression, we take more than one factor of production or more than one independent variable to explain the dependent variable. Okay, so here we have only one dependent variable and several independent variable. So this is a distinction between simple regression and multiple regression. Okay, now 6th point is population and sample. So population is the entire data under statistical study. Under statistical study. What do I mean by statistical study? The entire data. Okay, so India population is around 1.35 billion. Okay, so I want to know the occupation and on this thing of all over India. So it is the entire data. Okay, and what study I want to do? I want to do statistical study. Okay, so the population give me the entire data. What point of data I will pick, that is different thing. So population will give me entire data under my statistical study. Okay, and sample is a subset. It is a subset of population and it is selected to study the population. Okay, suppose we want to study particular characteristic of the population of a certain group. So from that population I will select a subset of that population. Okay, so take this graph, not graph, one diagram you can say. This is my population. Okay, so I will take different sample. This is sample 1, this is sample 2, this is sample 3, this is sample 4. So I will do empirical study. Okay, by taking sample from this whole population that have infinite many sample, small sample part. Okay, I cannot do on this thing. Suppose I want to know the tea expenditure of on the classes that happen in our college only. Suppose I want to do that. So is it possible for me to do 8,000 students, suppose we have 8,000 students, to ask them and know their expenditure, weekly expenditure on tea? It is very difficult even for this finite sample, right? Even I'm taking one college, I'm taking on the student, say 8,000, okay? And I want to know how much they are making expenditure on tea, okay? It will be very difficult for me to know on the student expenditure, okay? So I have entire data available, okay? So I will do a statistical study by taking sample, okay? By taking sample. So sample is a subset of population. So I will choose economic department, commerce department. If I am lazy, I will only choose in the science building. I don't want to go in the arts building, okay? So it depends on my comfortability, how I want to take the data, whether I want to take random or not, okay? So we are not going into that. Stratified sampling, then you have random sampling, then cluster sampling. So we are not looking into that thing, okay? We are just saying here is that we look at only population and sample. Population we cannot study, it is very hard to do study. So we do sample study, okay? And based on sample, we make model for the population and study about the parameter. I will explain what parameter means. So right now it is clear what is population, what is sample. Population is my entire data set, or you can say it is a universe, okay? And from universe we select some few subset to study it and to know about the characteristic of this population, okay? So now next is conditional mean of y, 7 point. This is the most important, okay? This we will do throughout this course, okay? Conditional mean of y, that is conditional mean of y. I will explain this. So in chapter 2 that I have written, I am not providing that chapter, but I will do with you that chapter. I have used one of your people name, okay? So let's develop this concept. So suppose I have 15 students in my class, okay? I divided this into 3 groups. This example is very important. I will use almost half of my course this example, okay? This example. So I have 15 students. I divided into group 1, group 2 and group 3, okay? So what I am looking at? I am looking at my this thing, x and y. What is y? Y is my expenditure on tea. X is your weekly pocket money. Every week that you get pocket money, okay? Your pocket money. So I divide student into 3 categories. Group 1, group 2, group 3. So group 1 get 1,000 rupees as pocket money every week. Group 2 get 2,000 rupees pocket money, and group 3 get 3,000 rupees pocket money. Everyone will be very happy if we get this much, okay? So I have 15 students, okay? Understand this concept, okay? This will get more complex when we after 4-5 lecture, okay? So I am driving the notation for conditional mean of y, okay? So I have 15 students. I have divided into 3 groups. Group 1, group 2, group 3. Group 1 weekly pocket money, this is x, okay? X is 1,000. Remember the definition of independent variable, that it is given, okay? We know the value of this thing, okay? And based on that we need to know the value of your this one dependent variable, okay? I'm not using multiple name, I just using independent and dependent variable, okay? Then later on I can use the interchange 3 name, okay? So this is your independent variable, this is dependent variable. Based on your pocket money you make expenditure on tea, okay? If my pocket money is 0, I will not buy tea, okay? So your demand for tea or purchase or expenditure on tea will depend on your pocket money, okay? So net take expenditure on tea of each individual, expenditure on tea, okay, of individual yi, okay? This is the actual expenditure, okay? Actual expenditure you can see, right? It is visible, okay? Visible, wait, okay? So actual expenditure on T, YI. Okay. So here, suppose in my first group, okay, I have Soma, Avinash, Sangeeta, Titas, and Smriti Kona. Okay. So I have 5 students in the group 1. Then in the second group I have another 5 students. Then in the third group I have another 5 students. Okay. So their pocket money XI is 1000. So Soma also get 1000 every week. Avinash also get 1000. Sangeeta also get 1000. Titas also get 1000. Smriti Kona. Okay. And they are making expenditure on T on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. So I am looking at only for Monday. So on Monday, Somo make 5 rupees expenditure on T. Avinash make 10 rupees expenditure on T. Sangeeta make 15 rupees. Titas 20 and Smriti Kona 25. Okay. So this is actual expenditure on T, YI. YI means individual expenditure on T. I means individual. Okay. When I write YI, it means individual expenditure on T. Okay. And it is here. So for Somo, Y Somo, it is 5. Y Avinash means actual expenditure of Avinash on T is 10. This is actual expenditure of Somo on T is 5. For Avinash 10. For Sangeeta 15. For Titas 20. For Smriti Kona 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 students and this is the expenditure. So what will be the average? What will be the average? I have 5 students and this is the expenditure. So 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus 25 divided by 5. You will get 15. Check this one. Okay. So what we have done here? We have taken out the conditional mean of Y. Now you will ask, this is average, right? This you know is average. Average or mean expenditure. Okay. This is the average expenditure of this group 1. Right? This 15 is the average expenditure of this group 1 given their pocket money is 1000. Okay. So expected value, okay, of Y, okay, given XI equal to 1000. Okay. So what is the average value or mean value of my T expenditure if the pocket money is 1000 is 15. This is clear? So this expected, when I write like this, conditional mean it is a average value, conditional on the value of your X variable. Okay. So what is my expected or average value or mean value? This is expected or average or write full average. Okay. I write AVG, write full. Okay. Or mean. Expected or average or mean value of Y given XI equal to 1000. Okay. Let me interpret this again. Okay. And let me do this again because this is the most important part of what we are doing. Okay. If you understand this thing, then you can read the reading also if you can give time. Okay. And it will be easier for you. So what I have done, we have 15 students. What we are doing first, we want to know conditional expenditure or conditional average. I want to know what is the average expenditure on T. Okay. So how I will know the average expenditure on T? I want to know first the income of that person or the pocket money of that person. Depending upon their pocket money or conditional upon the pocket money, I can know the average expenditure of the person, right? So here I divided you people into 3 groups. I have taken the first group who get weekly pocket money of 1000. Okay. Conditional on this. Okay. What will be your expenditure on Monday? This is Monday expenditure only. Okay. For Monday. Okay. So on Monday, Somo come to college. Okay. So Somo, his actual expenditure is 5. Okay. For Avinash, his actual means individual expenditure. Okay. Avinash individual or his actual expenditure is 10. Sangeeta make 15 rupees. That means she drink 3 cup of tea. Titas drink 4 cup of tea and Smriti Konan drink 5 cup of tea. Okay. So I take out the average, it come out to be 15. But this average is not for second group or third group, right? This is only for first group. For second, third group, we will do net on. We have to focus only on the first group. Okay. So what is the average? Expected means average. Okay. Average expenditure on tea if the student are getting pocket money 1000, it is 15. Okay. This is clear. Okay, this is clear. Sangeeta say yes. Okay. So you know this expected value of y given xi equal to 1000 is 15. So in some of the book, this term will be written as expected value of y given x. Expected value of y given capital X equal to small x. When they write small x, that means it can take 1000 or 2000 or 3000. Okay. This is variable now. Okay. Equal some value. I will explain what it is. Okay. So this you know that this give me the average value and this is deterministic. It will not change. This part is deterministic. Because you are making expenditure, we are getting this average value. We cannot change this average value because your pocket money is 1000. It is not changing. Your parents is not going to change your pocket money. Okay. So this is one of the important assumptions of Keynesian and linear regression model. I am not going into that. I will explain that later on. Okay. So we are doing assumption also simultaneously. Later on, I will remind you what we have done in the assumption part. Okay. So this part is deterministic. Okay. It is not varying. Okay. Even I take Somu, he is making 5 rupees expenditure. Okay. Even he is getting 1000 pocket money. Okay. The average expenditure will not change. Avinash buy for 10 rupees, he make expenditure of 10 rupees. Given his pocket money 1000. Okay. Still my average expenditure not change. So this is deterministic. Okay. Or non-random. Non-random means it will not randomly change. Here, this term are random. Yi or individual expenditure is random. For Somo is different, for Avinash is different, for Sangeeta is different, for Titas is different, for Smriti Kuna is different. Okay. This is not random. When I say non-random means non-stochastic. Non-stochastic. Okay. That is, it is not varying. Okay. It is not random. This thing is clear. Terminology. It is deterministic part or non-random part, and it is not non-stochastic. Okay. So this, after this, we move to other part. This is number 7. Okay. Then we need to do 4 more things. Then I stop. Okay. Then we do tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Next. I don't want to make it big, but whatever we are doing, I will keep this lecture for 1 hour here. 1 more additional hour. So you people can see one more time, make the notes or take a screenshot. Okay. And please do 5, 6, 7 times, 10 times. Okay. It's very hard to prepare notes for this thing in easy form. So next point is basic idea of linear regression. This is point number 8. Basic idea of linear regression. Okay. So I talk about population and sample. Today I will give the basic idea of population, regression, function and regression 9. Okay. Then we stop today. Then we will do sample thing tomorrow. Okay. So population, regression 9. See what I write. Regression. When we do regression analysis, remember the definition. We will talk about average. Okay. We will talk about average. When one variable change, okay, given other variable changes, what will happen to the average? Not to the average. We are looking at the average. Okay. So there are 2 variables. One is dependent, one is independent. Okay. If your independent variable is changing, how the dependent variable will change. Okay, so when I write regression, okay, there is one mistake I done. I just correct it here. Okay, so in the regression analysis, we are looking at the average. Okay, so what is population regression 9? So when I write regression, that means it will give the average or mean value of what? This is what? Y. You can see? Okay, you can see. Average or mean value of Y. Y is what? My dependent variable. Conditional upon. This is the interpretation of this one. Average or expected value of y corresponding to given value of your xi. Okay, corresponding to given value of your independent variable. Okay, so I am not using much terminology. I just stopping myself to use lot of terminology, so if you do not get confused, always draw the graph, then it will be easy for you. This is your independent variable. Here this is dependent variable. Okay, so population regression 9 give me the average or mean value of your dependent variable conditional upon or corresponding to each value of underline this one, each value of the independent variable. So in our example, I have taken pocket money to be 1000, right? For 2000, other group of students, they will have different expenditure on tea. Okay, so population regression 9 give me the average or mean value of dependent variable conditional upon each value of the independent variable. Okay, this is clear. Okay, now we are doing population regression function. So before I do population regression function, okay, making this the functional form. What will be the functional form? Some of you know already, that have done with me or read chapter 1 introduction last part. So let me develop little bit concept. Okay, so you know this, everyone have done Keynesian theory. Consumption equal to C bar, which is autonomous, plus small c y. So here C bar is parameter and small c is parameter. We call this parameter. Okay, this is given in the system or given to us generally. Suppose Cy is equal to 50. Okay, and this is MPC, marginal propensity to consume. This is also parameter. Suppose this is 0.5. Okay, so these two are my parameter. What is C bar? When y equal to 0, C equal C bar. Okay, so C bar is your autonomous expenditure when your income is 0. This you know. Okay, so let me do in this format. Okay, so C bar I take 50, MPC I take 0.5. Okay, so I want to know the expected value of consumption given income is 100. Okay, given income is 100. So C bar I know 50, MPC I know 0.5, and what is Y? 100. So it will be 50 plus 50, 10, yeah, 50. So this will be 100. So expected value of consumption when your income is 100 is 100. Okay, now coming to second example. Expected value of consumption when my income is 200. C bar is 50, MPC same. This is example 1, this is example 2. 0.5, 200. So this will be 50 plus, this is half of 200, 100. So 150. So expected value of your consumption, okay, conditional upon when your income in economy is 200 is 150. Okay, so how can I write my population regression function? When I have expected value of y, because the definition is average or mean value of y dependent variable conditional upon each value of the independent variable. So expected value of y given xi equal x will be equal to beta 1. Okay, beta 1 is for c bar plus beta 2 xi. Okay, xi beta 2 beta 1. So this term is deterministic. Once I know the value of this x, okay, here in this example is 100, then I know this will be 100. Expected value of your consumption, economic consumption, average consumption you can say, given income is 100 is 100. Expected value of aggregate consumption given income is 200 is 150. So this is deterministic component, okay, or non-stochastic component. So this is a functional form. Okay, write down, then I do more. This is very important. Okay, if you understand this thing, it will be very easy to understand the remaining part. Okay, generally for the student I introduce the classical linear regression model assumption along with this thing, but for you people I am not introducing, because I think that in the online class you people can get confused. But when I have done in the class with Sangeeta, Asa and Sania, I think, okay, so I introduce the assumption also along with that. Here I am not doing that. Okay, so this is clear. I move. You can stop net on and can take the thing. Yeah, you can write alpha beta also in the examination. Yeah, in the question paper, instead of beta 1, they write alpha plus beta xi. Okay, expected value of y given x equal, they write like this in the question paper. Okay, so notation is not important. Okay, so you can use that thing. I will write the formula of these two things. I have done in the class also, because this has come in the examination also. Okay, so you need to understand the concept. Okay, or better write beta naught, this one, beta naught and beta 1. Sorry, beta naught and beta 1. Then it will be easy. When we do multiple regression, you people will not get confused. Write this one as beta naught and beta 1. Okay, one correction. Write this one as beta naught and beta 1. I will explain this when we do multiple regression. It will be useful. So in the examination, they give you this form, okay, and they will ask you to drive the formula for these two parameter on this thing, okay, that you can do. So what is my beta naught? Here is what? This thing. This is the average value of y given xi taking certain value. Okay, if my xi here is 0, then this beta naught will give me the average value. Okay, so beta naught is the intercept term. Intercept term, like this consumption is clear or not, this thing. Let me make this. Wait 1 minute. Is clear? Okay, is clear, I think. Yeah. This you know, consumption function. C bar plus small c by. This you draw, you know this thing. Okay. So when my xi is 0, okay, so expected value of consumption given y equal to certain 200 say, okay, I get here 150, right? So expected value of consumption given y equal to 0, what it will be? If my y is 0, okay, then it will be c bar, which is 50. I will get 50. So what is my average or expected value of consumption when my income is 0, 50? So beta naught intercept term interpretation will come in the examination, remember. Okay, so don't write wrong interpretation. Okay, they can give in 2 marks, 5 marks also. Sometimes they ask interpretation. This is very important. So beta naught is the intercept term, okay, or alpha you can say, which give me the average value of y, okay, average value of y given x taking certain value, okay, which is 0, okay. So write down beta naught is the intercept term. It shows the average value of y when my x is 0, okay. What is beta 1? Oh sorry, yeah, beta 1. It is a Snoop term. Small c is a Snoop term here. Small c is a Snoop term. So beta 1 is a Snoop term. Okay. So is give me the rate of change in your expected value. Oh, I will explain this later on. This give me the Snoop of this term. Just take it like this. Okay. I will explain more later on. Okay. So beta 1 give me the Snoop of this deterministic variable. So in our example, for the consumption aggregate consumption function, this small c give me the Snoop. Okay. This is clear. So this is point number 8, basic idea of linear regression. Okay, in which I am doing the regression one. Okay. Now there is one more thing we have to do in this point number 8, or you can say point number 9 also. Okay. So this equation light is moving also. You can see or not? Okay, let me move it. Okay. Okay. This equation, okay, is the deterministic part of population regression function. Okay. Deterministic representation of population regression function. Okay. Now I want to represent the population regression function in stochastic form. Okay. I repeat again. I want to represent the population regression function in stochastic form. Now coming to that example that I have done. Where is that paper? Just wait 1 minute. Yeah, this example. Okay. So see here this thing. Okay. Point number 7 that I have done. Okay. So here actual expenditure of say SOMO, okay, is 5, that I know. This I know, actual expenditure of SOMO is 5. Okay. It must be equal to this thing, expected value of y given x I equal to 1000, because he belongs to this group, plus some error term which I write ui. Okay. So actual expenditure of individual, I write now I, okay, is this thing. How I can find this term? This is error term. Remember we have done Sono residual. Data is not available for this thing. So we take this as a residual. We subtract this, from this we get the residual. Okay. So in this way we can get the stochastic form, because this is random. Ui is random. Why it is random? For SOMO. Take out for SOMO. Okay. Let me take out for him first. So y SOMO. Let me write with black pen. Equal. He belongs to this group where pocket money is 1000, but he not making this much expenditure. He is making 5 rupees expenditure. Then there is some error. Error means not mistake. Okay. Error means difference between actual expenditure or actual and your expected value of that group. Okay. In econometrics, I repeat, error. This is error term. Okay. It not means mistake. Okay. Many students they write that error means mistake. Okay. So I don't know after doing one semester course why they are writing in the examination also. Okay. So error means not mistake. It basically means difference between actual and your average for that group. Okay. So suppose for SOMO, okay, he make 5 rupees expenditure on tea, average I know 15. Then my error term for this group of population is, for in case of SOMO, is 5 minus 15, which is minus 10. Okay. Why it is called random? I am proving that thing. Why for individual I? Okay. Why this term is called random? So for SOMO I get 10 minus 10. Now take out for Avinash. So he also belong to this group, and he's not making 15 rupees expenditure, right? He's making 10 rupees expenditure. So there must be some differences between actual expenditure and average expenditure, which we call error in econometrics. So here what I get, 10 equal 15 plus UI. So 10 minus 15 equal UI. So I get minus 5 UI. So see, this term is random. Here I get minus 10, here I get minus 5. Right? Similarly, I take out for Sangeeta. Okay, for Sangeeta, this term will be same. Expected value of Y given X, because she belong to this group. And she is making expenditure of 15. Okay, she is bang on. She know what is the average. I need to make this expenditure. Okay. So here UI will be 0. Okay. Then I have Titas. Individual expenditure of Titas. This is the group that she belong, and this is the average of that group, and she is making over the more than the average. Okay, plus UI. So her error term, which is her expenditure minus the expected or mean of that group. Okay, of that group means conditional mean. Okay, so UI is plus 5, and then take out for Smriti Kona. Expected value of Y given X. This is clear, right? Oh, I am just writing it. You can see, right? Okay. Here, okay, visible. Okay. So I take out for Somo, Avinash, Sangeeta, Titas, Smriti Kona. Okay. The reason I am doing this thing. Okay. So Smriti Kona making 25 rupees. See nub T. Okay. And average is 15. So my error term is the difference between, I repeat again, error term, this is population error term, okay. For sample, we use residuant term. We don't write error, okay. So this is error. When I talk error, or in the examination they talk about error, they are talking about population, not about sample, okay. So Smriti Kona making 25, then her UI is plus 10. So what I am seeing, this error term is random. For Somo is minus 10, for Avinash is minus 5, for Sangeeta is 0, for Titas is plus 5, for Smriti Kona is plus 10. Okay. So if I note this, let me put one more concept. I will explain this later on. Okay. So this is your X weekly expenditure, weekly pocket money, and here Y, which is your expenditure on T. Okay, so I take only 1000 pocket money. Okay, I am not doing further thing. Okay, so average is 15. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I am getting different point. Somo is making 5 rupees expenditure, so I get 1 data point. Avinash is making, this is actual expenditure of individual. Okay, Avinash is making expenditure of 10. Then Sangeeta is making 15 rupees expenditure on T, when they all belong to this weekly pocket money. Okay, Titas making 20 rupees expenditure, Smriti Kona make 25. So 15 will give me the average. Similarly for other group, we can draw, and it will go like this. Okay, so what I am seeing here, this is called actual expenditure of Smriti Kona. Okay, this is plus 10, this is plus 5. Okay, this is minus 5, this is minus 10. Error term. This is error term for Somo, minus 10. UI for Somo, minus 10. For Avinash is minus 5, right? For Sangeeta is 0, UI is 0 for this thing, okay? For Titas is plus 5. For Smriti Kona, plus 10, okay? So what I am seeing, everything on top of this is error term is 10 plus 5, 15. Here also minus 15. So it is normally distributed, okay? So one of the assumptions that you will get, that error term will be normally distributed, okay? This is clear? So we are not going into this I just explained because later on we will use this term. The important thing is that your error term is the difference between your actual and average value, okay? Actual and average value, and we have to write stochastic form of production function, not production function, population regression line. So we have written the deterministic form, and this is point number, let me write it properly. I write 9, okay? 9. Then one more point, then I stop, okay? Is 1 hour already? Oh, I will shoot little bit more than 1 hour, okay? I just try to finish it fast, okay? Otherwise, from next class, no one will come. Okay, this is point number 9. Stochastic representation of population regression function, okay? So you know yi, okay? This is actual expenditure will be equal to average expected value of y given xi. You can write equal to small x also plus ui. So when you introduce the random term, okay, you get the stochastic representation of population. This is regression, right? So in the regression we are looking at the average, but we want the stochastic form, okay? That is why we have to look at the individual aspect expenditure, and how when we look at individual aspect, it will differ from your average only when they have random term, okay? So this is either which is also called random or stochastic. This is deterministic part, okay, and this is actual value, okay? So this is stochastic representation of your population regression function. It tells how individual dependent variable, okay? This is your individual dependent variable. In our example, this is expenditure on T of Somo, Avinash, Smriti Kona, Titas, Sangeeta, Sania, okay? So it tells us how individual dependent variable, okay? Dependent variable means, in our example, expenditure on T vary across the mean value, okay? Mean value depend on your pocket money, okay? Vary around your mean value due to the presence of this stochastic term, okay? We are saying this as stochastic population regression function, okay? So I think I make this thing clear. Now let's expand this. So yi equal to beta naught plus beta 1 xi plus ui, okay? Since I have only one variable, so change in yi over change in xi, please write d, okay? Beta 1. So what is beta 1? It gives me the slope of this stochastic form of population regression function, okay? So if I change my, this is what? Always remember, this is your independent variable by 1 unit. How much will be the change in my, this is what? Dependent variable, okay? So this is the normal interpretation we know. Here beta 1 represent the slope of my stochastic population regression function, okay? So this thing is clear. Now last part, okay, 10th. I will explain more this in detail, okay. I will interpret this in more proper way. Just I am giving you the interpretation that you people are knowing, okay. Last part is linear regression model. We are doing linear regression model, okay. So what do we mean by linear regression model in econometrics? Linear regression model, okay. So my beta naught and beta 1 are parameter, okay, parameter, and xi is variable, ui is also variable, okay. So in linear regression model, okay, we are only concerned with the parameter. If parameter has power 1, even this is x square 1 divided by xi, whatever, okay, it not matter. If my parameter has power 1, wait, somebody call me. Sangeeta calling me. Sangeeta, I am in live video. I am using this phone. Okay, you cannot see. Okay, don't call, please type it, okay. Camera is not okay, then tell me. Okay. So this thing you able to see it, this one? This thing? I repeat again. This thing is clear? Sorry for the camera, I just goes for this thing. I explain again, stochastic representation of population regression. Someone. No, this is not clear, okay. So I explain this thing again, okay. So let me zoom it a little bit. Okay. I got it. Okay. I explain this thing, okay. Wait. So this page is clear. This page I am doing. This is clear, right? This page. This page is not clear. Or Titashi not understand this page, right? Okay. Anyone? Okay, this page. Okay, I do again. Wait, okay, I do this again. Okay, thank you for. See, I cannot. I can upload this video in HD. That one I can do. Okay, I will make this page clear more. Okay, don't worry. I will do it again. Okay, easy. Don't worry. Okay. So don't count, just type, okay. When I ask 1 or 2%, just type, okay. So deterministic form is clear, right? This deterministic form. So basic idea, this deterministic form is clear, right? Beta naught per beta 1 xi, okay. This is clear. So I want to develop this in stochastic form for population regression function. So one example that I have taken in the previous lecture. Wait. Where is the example? Okay, here is the example. Okay. Don't worry, I will do again. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, clear. Okay. So let me do, because some people are saying they are not clear. Let me do it again. Okay. I will take just 2-3 minutes. Okay. So what I am saying is that individual expenditure differ from the average expenditure. Okay. Individual people are not getting clear view. So I hold the phone better, then it will be clear. Okay. Then I will put it. Wait. Because since I have written, let me hold this way. Then it will be more clear. Because I have written already, I can hold. Or this way. Okay, I hold this way. Okay, easy for me. So what I am saying is that we know the deterministic part. Okay. So here what we are saying is that we want to put the stochastic part in the model. Stochastic means random part. How can I make the population regression function stochastic? This we have done. This is the deterministic part. Okay, this will not change. Okay, this will not change because when we have done this example where we have taken the pocket money of your individual. Okay, let me show you. Okay, your individual, So expected value of y given xi equal to 100, you get 15. So this is deterministic part, and I say that this formula correspond to your deterministic part of population regression function. Okay, so I want to develop the stochastic or random population regression function. So that is what I am doing. Okay, so in the stochastic representation of population regression function, okay, what I have to do, I have to make this term random, means the functional form make random. So how can I do it? I have to look at the actual value. Actual value will differ from your average value. Okay, so when actual value will differ from your average value, we will get error term. Okay, error term is not mistake in econometrics. It basically means difference between actual value and your average value. Okay, so what example that I have taken here, Somo, Avinash, Sangeeta, Tita, Smriti Kona, that thing I have developed here. That why error term, which is the difference between actual expenditure and average value, is random. Okay, here we are doing that thing. So take for Somo. Okay, Somo expenditure on tea. Okay, it belongs to this group. Okay, where people are getting pocket money of 1000. Let me put it properly. Where people are getting pocket money of 1000. Okay, and the average of this group is 15, but his actual expenditure is 5. So the difference will give me the error term. Error term is what? Difference between your actual and average. Then it is minus 10. Okay, now come to Avinash. Okay, so Avinash also belong to this group, which average is 15. This is deterministic part, this will not change. So his actual expenditure differ from the average of the group. So I get the error term minus 5. Minus 5 means he is making 5 rupees less expenditure than the average. Okay, this give me UI. So by looking at these two, Soma and Avinash, we came to know that it is a random term. This error term is a random term. So if I introduce this random term in the model, okay, above population regression function will become stochastic. Okay, now look at Sangeeta. So by chance, Sangeeta is on Monday, she is buying only 3 cup of tea, and on that day the average of the group is 15 also. So there is no error. That means her expenditure is equivalent to the average of the group. Okay, now for Titas, she have expenditure of 20 rupees. Okay, and it's overshoot the average. Then her error term is plus 5. That means she is having more expenditure than the average. By how much? By rupees 5. Similarly for Smriti Kona, it is higher by rupees 10. Okay, so I plot this here. So this is 1000, 2000, 3000. So I'm only looking for this 1000 pocket money, weekly pocket money. So and the average is 15. So when I plot for this thing also, they will have some point here. Suppose this point average, this point here. So I plot this graph. Okay, I'm not doing this thing. You people can see it is in the book, and it is very hard to plot on this thing. I will do it, but one time I will do it. Okay, so for weekly pocket money of 1000, Somo making expenditure of 5. So he's making 10 rupees net expenditure. So his actual minus average will give me the error term UI. See here, right, for Somo. Similarly, Avinash, he's making expenditure of 10. Okay, so when he make expenditure of 10 for this weekly pocket money, his expenditure is below average. So he's making 5 rupees net expenditure. Okay, look, wait, my phone battery gone. Okay, let me put it. Otherwise, everything will go. Wait, let me check. Okay, it's charging. Okay, so for Avinash, it is minus 5. That means he is making 5 rupees less expenditure than the average. Okay, now look at Sangeeta. Somehow Sangeeta means by chance able to make expenditure equivalent to average. Then her error term means difference between actual and average is 0. Now look at Titas. She is making 5 rupees extra expenditure than the average. Average is 15. She is making 20 rupees expenditure. Okay. Now for Smriti Kona. Okay. Smriti Kona, for this group where Whitney expenditure is Whitney pocket money, not expenditure. Whitney pocket money is 1000. She is making expenditure of 25. Okay, so she is making additional 10 rupees expenditure. So when we see above average and below average, okay, what we are seeing is that the error term is normally distributed. So here is 15, below is minus 15. Here is plus 15, below is minus 15. Okay, so average term is normally distributed here. Okay, so this is term what I am putting here. I will explain this later on. This is not important. This I will explain more. Okay, so what is important is that, so when we want to make the population deterministic form of population regression function stochastic, we have to look at the actual value of individual. Okay, and when we look at actual value, it will every time it will differ from your average value. Only by chance in the Sangeeta case it happened that these two are same, but in general for all the cases what we will see, it will differ. Okay, so in this way we introduce the stochastic population regression function. So this is what we have written here. I hope I am making everything clear. Go and download this video, it will be there for 1 hour. Okay, so stochastic representation of population regression function. So this is deterministic part. How can I introduce stochastic? By looking at individual value or actual value. So every actual value differ. Okay, so this is a representation in stochastic form for population regression function. Okay, so beta naught and beta 1 is your parameter. I just write the form of this one. Okay, this thing I write it here. Okay, and UI is your error term. This is random variable. This is stochastic. Because this is stochastic, this term, this formula is stochastic. Okay, so last thing that I want to do is linear regression model. Okay, so in this, okay, in the econometrics, my regression model is linear only when parameter is linear. That means its power should be 1. Okay, this can be square, cube, 1 by xi, it not matter. Okay, in mathematics it matter, but here in econometrics, in the linear regression model that we are doing, only parameter matter. Parameters should not have power square, cube, root, beta 1, something like that. On that are non-linear regression model. Okay, so take some example. So here what we assume, that in linear regression model we assume that parameter are linear. Parameter are linear. Okay, that means what? Degree of beta 1, beta naught, beta 1 and other, if we have multiple regression they will have many parameter, like here beta 1 xi and beta 2 x21. I will explain in later lecture. Okay, I just understand this. Assume that parameter are linear. Degree of beta naught and beta 1 are equal to 1. What do we mean by 1? That means they have power of 1. Okay, take some example. In the examination they can ask this thing also. Okay, so yi means this is wait, this is actual value. Okay, or you can say individual value equal to beta naught plus beta 1 xi plus ui. Okay, second equation, yi equal say beta naught plus beta 1 xi square. Okay, plus ui. Third one, take reciprocal. Take reciprocal. Okay, beta naught plus beta 1 over xi plus ui. Fourth, yi equal beta 1 plus beta 2 log of xi plus ui. Take one more, log of yi equal beta 1 plus beta 1 log of xi plus ui. So what is happening here? Everything power is 1. Okay, so on this are example of linear regression model. On this are example of linear regression model. But in mathematics, in math, okay, first one is linear, because here we look at the variable, okay, in mathematics. Second one is quadratic square. Third one is reciprocal, because we have taken the reciprocal of variable. And these are logarithm. So in mathematics, on this have different meaning or different name, okay, because they are different functional form. But in econometrics, all of them are linear regression model, okay. If this is, suppose I have this form, okay, write out yi equal beta naught plus beta 1 xi plus ui, okay. Take this power square, okay. So everything is okay, but this is power square, this is not linear, okay. So I will stop here. I think I make you people clear thing, okay. And sorry for the inconvenience. I cannot. I prepare many setups. See, 1, 2, 3 tripod. Okay, camera. You can see it here. Okay, night. One tripod here, one there. Okay, so I try my best to do thing for you people, and there is next possibility that class will happen soon. We don't know what will happen. Okay, so let's do our best. We do thing. Let's leave everything on circumstances and the time. Everything will get better. So I think I'm making thing clear. Please revise it. Next class we will do day after tomorrow. Okay, so you people will get enough time to revise, and please revise. Okay, I'm trying to make thing easy. So revise it, and it's clear today lecture, right? If there is any doubt, you people can call me between 6 and 7. Okay, just write the lecture again, and if people call me between 6 to 7, I will make the thing clear again. Okay, and tomorrow take means write it again, practice it again. Then day after tomorrow we do class again. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone.